Hi, Sky. How are you? I didn't get you anything I was supposed to get you today. I just finished my work, like 3 minutes ago. Oh, I'm blurry. Sorry. Everything is askew because I just finished working. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, yeah, the Discord. I'm so bad at YouTube. Oh, my Lanta. My throat. Okay. Discord. Open app. Switch. Oh, boy. Public live stream. Oh, dang it. Mute. Thank you for reminding me, Sky. I don't know what I would do without everybody to help me out. I'm muted. Copy. Sure. Where's the Discord? Where did it go? Oh my gosh. I'm live, everyone. And Dave. Yes. Okay. Discord has been alerted. Lynn, hi! Okay. See you later, Lynn. Oh no, job has to take priority. That's why I had to stream so late, because I finished my job like a few minutes ago. I had to get stuff done. Hope you have a good training or course. Christina! Hi! Did Corinthians get to bed without any, I don't know, dissertations of, hi, Kira! Hi, I just got done working, so I'm looking through your, my bowl of stuff from today. Great. I'm literally the worst YouTuber of all time. Okay. So here's the lowdown. Here's the deal. In a few weeks, YouTube, Young Living is about to go on a PR tour to try to combat all of these claims that, they're not science-based and all this other shit. And our buddy, Jacob, is going to be doing some podcasts and talking about all his patents. And Kira sent me a ton of information. Is this it? Oh. I found some October-y kind of music. Oh, shoot. You sent me a shitload of stuff. Oh, my God. This is incredible. I'm too close to my microphone. Guys, if I start doing static stuff, you gotta tell me because we've got bad weather here. I might have also ruined my cord, so it could be a combination of both. It's very like October-y, right? Kind of creepy, but... Oh! She went out, no problem. Great. Glad to put her to sleep. Oh my gosh. My little nephew only wants to or he used to. He and I have two little nephews and they just want to wrestle 𝐔𝐒𝐄 all the time. They call it fighting. So they go, "Papa, let's fight." And it's so cute, but it's exhausting. Because if Papa can't fight, then we get to fight. Okay. I don't know what we should look at. I found some Scentsy reps telling us how to sell Scentsy. I almost found, and again, I don't know if anyone else has found it, the patent for Elamir strip. I found a patent from 2013. But it's not the exact formula. It's just a patent for the method for making the strips. Yes, Mortal Kombat style. Oh, I can't see Dave. Hold on. Yes, I'm watching it, Dave. I kind of wished, she would make a couple of different rulings, but I'm I'm glad like people are not taking his crap, because he's, in my opinion, his behavior is awful. And I would say stronger stuff on the internet, but I don't want to get sued. So Alex Jones said that all of these mass shootings were pretend. Oh, Dave, well, you can watch it if you want. I don't want you to, like, be here out of loyalty. Yeah, we might need to get her a gift for sure. So, my, one of my friends is a patent lawyer, and she has an undergrad in biomedical engineering. And, she's gonna take a look at one of the patents. Then I have another buddy, Wendy. She's been helping me with stuff behind the scenes, so they're super nice. Oh, he's a next level piece of shit. I can say it. I'm in the comments. I'm reading the comments. I mean, I can. It's all our opinion here. You can decide. People can decide for themselves. Why is this going into the red? What the hell? Is my mic super hot? Who knows? I kind of like wish that I knew like lawyer friends who would stream, because I would love to hear like their commentary, because I know that Emily D. Baker doesn't do, she does more pop culture stuff, so that's why we got to do the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp trial. She would never do Alex Jones, which I don't blame her. It's super stressful. I've been watching it and I'm just like, oh, I can't look. You know? Oh, Christina, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I have a Pacer account. I don't have it for free though. I've been paying for stuff. That's why I have no budget left. I got the Vining lawsuit with Young Living. I've got Jesse Lee Ward stuff. I've got the doTERRA. I have some doTERRA stuff. Young Living's very litigious in my opinion. They've got a ton of stuff that they've been suing about or getting sued for. Man, I don't know what to watch. I don't know. I was just like, reward. I'm done with work. I'm gonna go stream. Oh, I'll have to tell 𝐔𝐄. He's really good with kids. He doesn't really sometimes get along with adults that well. If you can imagine, people in authority don't really like him that much. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a ton. It's a crap ton. And freaking Jacob Young, do like Ricky Gervais taught me. You look at Caspian, say out loud, Caspian, you can't call him a skanky, dried up turd bad dog. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's what I'm gonna do from now on, Dave. That's what I'm gonna do from now on. Oh my gosh. I don't know why it's like such a mental thing to like do our actual recorded video. I have to do the Spark Notes version of the transcripts, and I've been putting it off like a numpty. Yeah, if your mental health isn't great, or if you're pretty sensitive, I would maybe be careful about watching the Alex Jones trials, because it's pretty conflict filled, I guess, and it's very upsetting to hear some of the stuff that he says. It's awful. So here's the options. I know I did 2 lives, so it's like there's no one gonna watch my stuff, so not that it matters. Let me see. Switch accounts. Let me go in here. I found Sensi. I feel like is a little boring, but I I don't know. I feel like there's bigger MLMs doing the worse. This music was good for the first track, but it's not good now. We need to go back to our chill vibe. It's making me anxious. Okay. So when Jacob Young comes out with his podcast episodes, we're gonna do some stuff on that. I thought this was gonna be more Halloween-y, but it's not. I know, that's what we always do. What about Fantasy Arcade? We'll do that. Okay. Andrew Armstrong apparently did another live, but I haven't gotten yet. Oh, really? Wow. I wonder if he's on YouTube hiding out anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I bet he's not. He doesn't seem like the type of person to be putting out content like our buddy Ben Riley is. Oh no, come on. Because it's interesting, there's some not compliant Young Living stuff I found, because there's some older stuff from the maybe mid 2000s that people have recorded and uploaded, which is where we found that clip of Gary Young was on someone's account who is a brand partner. I don't know how high they are. I found another rep though, this person who's a teacher, and she does Young Living. She goes through her box every month, and I'm like, she was talking about how it fixed her migraines and stuff. Oh man. Mary Young, Young Living Essential Oils. Today, Young's mom and pop business has grown from a handful of employees to 1,300 employees and 1 million distributors 7 years ago. Their numbers widely change. Kira, can you explain something to me? Literally, Kira has the best stuff. So, Kira, there was a document that you maybe posted where Gary Young and Mary Young were claiming that they reversed her menopause so that she could have kids. How old is Mary Young? And are there any pictures of her actually pregnant? Because I just have lots of questions. I'm yelling. I know I'm yelling. Gosh dang it. My mic etiquette is so bad. Mary Young, CEO, Young Living Essential Oils. DIY respiratory chest rub using Young Living Essential Oils. Why am I seeing all of these non-compliant videos now? Wow. Effective toxin-free respiratory chest rub. Wow. Fizzle Sticks, what up? Hi. I would have to do the math. Yeah, I'm curious. Did you see though, Mombi, that did you see, Kira, that some of the MLM people are saying that their videos are specifically for children so that it is not able to be saved to any kind of playlist? I've seen it on 3 or 4 accounts now. What? Wow. Wow. Dang. Wow. What is Jacob Young's like 20? Let's see. How old is Jacob Young? Meet your host. Gary Young died when he was 68 in 2018. Mary must be older than him. Personal life. He has a lot of kids. Jacob and his brother. In 1994, Young married his third wife, Mary, a trained opera singer, in addition to his 8 children from prior marriages. Gary had 2 sons with Mary, Jacob and Joseph. Hi, Clowntown, what's up? We're looking at stuff. So, I was trying to find her birthday the other day and I couldn't find it. Let's see. So, Clowntown, if you're not aware, Kira has all the details, but Young Living is about to go on a PR tour via Jacob Young in his podcast about how Young Living holds all these patents and they're all scientific and all this other stuff and they're the industry leader, but they've had to remove therapeutic grade off of their labeling. Clowntown's amazing. If y'all don't follow them, they do anti-MLM content and they're both their dynamic duo, super interesting to watch. They have a lot of really good, insightful things. And yes, Mary Young, Clowntown. Where's that document? Okay, let me see if I can find it. I'll show it on the screen. Whoa, this is a whole thing. What? Yeah, they have, Clowntown also has really good engagement on their posts, so I think they're at what are you all at? 3 something? 380? 400? And they get, 500, 1,000 views on their video. The 451. So it's amazing. They consistently get, 1,700, 500, 1,600, 1,300. I mean, they kill it. 2,900. They kill it on YouTube. It's awesome. Definitely, I'll link y'all in the chat. Or, let's see. Copy. I'm going to my chat, and I'm muting it. Mute. There you go. Here's Clowntown's link. There you go. Karina, hi! Why can't I see anyone? Okay. That link is for Clowntown. If y'all don't already follow them, they're great. Just valid. Gus is a grandma and sleeps early. Gosh. Let's see. I didn't search this right. Gary Young plus menopause, right? I don't know all the correct terminology when I'm searching in Google. This is probably not very compliant. It's probably not on the internet. Has to be. I'm so scared to click on these pictures. Oh no. Nope. No. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing this. Do not search this. Okay, Young Living Pregnancy Protocol. Guess what comes up? Look at this, Kira. Look at this. Holy crap. I did that search. Guess what ad comes up? This seems like it's a big flag, Kira. Look at this. Holy crap. Here's why okay, Young Living. Look at this. Look what ad comes up. youngliving.com. So that wasn't what I was looking for, but look what Young Living is paying for. Holy crap. Dang. Oh, man. My camera's messed up. We're all messed up. I'm crooked. Gosh dang it. Oh my god. Shining Leaves. Yes, Karina is the best plant mom. She's the best mom. She's best plant mom. Okay, let me try. Is it in images? I'm so scared. Okay. Look at this. The ultimate guide to pregnancy and essential oils. Coming straight from Young Living. Is it just for safety? Okay, I'll screenshot this. Look. Ah, dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Nope, nope, nope. Capture full page. Save. Alright. Dang. I don't know what I'm looking for. I wish I was good at as Kira at this. Okay, Kira's the best. I'm like literally incompetent. I don't even know what I'm doing streaming. Oh my god. Janet, good morning! How are your kitties doing? How are you doing? Did you get enough sleep? We're so excited to see you. I'm so excited to see you. Hey, Clowntown, if you're still in the chat, if y'all ever want to do a collaboration, I'm a warm body. I'm available. I feel like I'm not very good with my analytics, but I get a decent amount of watch hours. Maybe, I guess because I just go live all the time. Google Facebook pregnancy protocol Young Living. It's the first result. Oh. Uh-oh. It's not available for me. Oh, hold on. I'm on my other account. Let me go. Can I switch accounts? How do I can't log out of this one right now. Dang it. Gosh dang it. I'm in. Alright. Okay, let me try this again. Google. Where? Search Facebook pregnant. Wish I could type faster. It's this one. Essential oils for pregnancy. It's this one, right? It's locked for me. Tish, hi! I feel like y'all are all amazing and I don't know why you hang out in my live chat, but I love it. Tish is an icon as well, just like Clown Town. If y'all don't follow her, I've been able to live stream with her twice, which was incredible for me. I fangirled so hard. And Tish just has so many, like, amazing things to point out that I would never have thought of. And it's just, I love listening to her videos. And her accent is incredible. I love it so much. Janet is very good at Googling. It looks like the page is locked for me. So Janet, let me tell me what you think of this, Janet. Young Living, i.e. Mary Young, put out. Is this microphone too close? Sure is. Young Living put out. Nice, Young Living. Mary Young or someone made a protocol that says you can reverse menopause. And that is how Mary Young got pregnant at 50, whatever, 2 and 57, or 53 and 57. That essential oils reversed her menopause. And that, that's how she was able to have kids.
Ma'am, are you serious? We are serious. They have documents. Kira has documents. Oh my god. Why am I so incompetent? I don't know. Let's see. Look, Clown Town's right here. Oh wait, we need to link Tish. Hold on. Echo, echo. Look at that. Whoa, that's me. Copy. Here's Tish's channel. Okay. What am I doing wrong? I'll have things that never happened for 100. That's
Did it coincide with some local teen girl getting fat and then disappearing for a few months, coming back skinny? Tish, that's what I specifically was wondering. Let me look on, why am I looking at myself? I'm trying to wait for... Let me take this off. I bet... I have to look at so many legal documents. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know why I can't see it. The niece that came to stay, yes. I'm just, I have questions. I've never... Tish, I have too many damn screenshots. That's on my Young Living highlights. Okay, we're going to Mommy's highlights. Alright, here we go. Buckle up. Young Living. We'll start at the first one. What the heck? Oh yes, love it. Love it, love it, love it. I need to find a new Spotify. This is not my jam. Alright. We're getting this set up correctly. Again, if y'all are curious, I stream through Streamlabs or I stream through OBS. You can do different layers of things. I also have StreamYard when I stream with other people because I haven't figured out how to stream with other people on this. This is a free, I think OBS is free for sure. Center vertical. Okay. Throughout the trial transcripts, it is discussed multiple times. We're just going to look for the pregnancy stuff, okay? Y'all know this is... Literally, Kira has the T on Young Living. Oh, Clown Town. Did y'all see that Young Living reps in the Platinum and the Gold group doxed a media person who was trying to politely and not inappropriately interview some Young Living reps who have had positive experiences in Young Living, and they freaking doxed her. They threatened to send her PORN. They threatened to send her, and they were calling her at all hours of the day. Oh, wrong highlight? Okay. Young Living lying? That's probably it. Okay, cult book breakdown. Oh, Ben. What up, Ben? We are not buddies. Oh, yes! This is a Young Living pregnancy protocol. Can we read it? We're gonna make sure to read it. Okay. Retail 8513. Order 250 PV and receive the free deep relief roll-on in Ravensara. Ravensara is really good, but you can get it in like other stuff that's not freaking Young Living. Plus the free $20 enrollment coupon, 190 PV reward, retail value $65.13. Order 190 PV and receive the free deep relief roll-on in Ravensara essential oil. Gary and Mary's pregnancy protocol, written by Fuller Life, March 8th, 2014, filed under articles by Symptoms. Now let me tell you this. If you ever find this video and you're at this point and you're looking for solutions, we are reading this because this is not a solution. People lying to make money is not what we do here. We are reading it to spread attention that shit's going on. Mary Young was 54 when she gave birth to their first child, Jacob, and 57 when she gave birth to their second child, Joseph. Here is Mary's account regarding the oils and supplements she used. Although many are not available in Australia, we can access most... Tish! Australia! We can access most of them via the NFR program, which allows us to order directly from the USA office. The only exception is products containing ingredients banned in Australia. Oh my god. Oh, Wile's been snooping my highlights, methinks. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you can get into big trouble. And can you imagine if one of the Young Living reps had sent PORN to Marika, and one of those kids happened to be underage, and they were transmitting electronic data with that content of an underage kid over state lines? They would have gone to jail. Why am I yelling? Because I'm upset. Oh my god. Mary Young writes, throughout the pregnancy, I used several oils. Every morning and night, I would rub Valor over the abdomen. This was the particular oil blend that I was drawn to use. After applying this oil, I would usually rub on one more oil. Sometimes I would rub as the second oil, something different in the morning than at night. Most of the time in the morning, after applying Valor, I would apply Brain Power. And that's an oil if you're curious. Then in the evening, after Valor, I would apply White Angelica, Peace and Calming, and Gentle Baby. Why are you mixing all of these? In the morning after Valor, I would sometimes change any of the following: Gathering, 3 Wise Men, Into the Future, Magnify Your Purpose, Inner Child, and Joy. I tried various oils that appealed to me to see how they felt. I would use 3 to 4 drops of each blend every time I used it. For the first 3 months of pregnancy, I used Power Meal, WayFit, BeFit, Megazyme, Sulfurzyme, Master Formula. Oh my god. Yeah, they do Clown Town. Do y'all want me to go through that psycho book I have? Sometime? Not the one I left over, the one that all reps are told to purchase. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's more. Whoa, go back. Alright. We gotta make this smaller. Oh no, we don't. We'll just scroll for you. Children's, ultra young. I can't read this. Let me see. Sorry, guys. We're just gonna make it bigger for y'all and we're gonna ignore me. Okay. Nope. Children Ultra Young Progenolone capsules, now called PD 8020, Super Cal, Vita Green, Comfort Tone, and ICP every day. In about the 4th month, I increased Power Meal, Megazyme, and added Super B, Super C, Mineral Essence, and Exodus capsules. I stopped the Progenolone capsules 8020 and started to use the Progenolone cream. I rubbed the cream over my abdomen. In the 7th month, I decreased the B-Fit from 6 caps daily to 5 daily. Increased Megazyme to 13 daily. Increased Master Children's to 9 daily. Increased Mineral Essence to 5 droppers daily. You cannot tell me this does not look like a prescription. In the 8th month, I increased Megazyme to 14 daily, stopped Sulfurzyme, increased Super Cal to 8 daily, increased Master Children's to 10 daily, Super C to 4 daily, added 3 Thyromin daily, increased Super B to 2 daily. During the birth, Gary used many different oils. You're telling me, with Gary's track record with births, y'all had a home birth? When you have a very, delicate pregnancy situation because of your age?
Are you serious? Oh my god.
Gary used many different oils such as Valor, Peace and Calming, Release, Gathering, Joy, and Brain Power. I was in labor for 4 hours. In the last hour, he applied energy oils blend along the spine and gave me Royal Essence to drink. The Royal Essence was especially helpful at the end when my energy was getting lower. Upon delivery, Gary anointed Jacob with frankincense. Are you serious? After the birth, we began applying oils to Jacob, but diluted with V6. I would hope you would apply diluted oils to a kid. We put Valor on his feet and Gary did Vita Flexion on him immediately. We used Gathering, White Angelica, Brain Power, Magnify Your Purpose, Joy, Live with Passion, Peace and Calming, Dreamcatcher, and others on Jacob. I mixed 3 to 4 drops with, I don't know what that number is, with some kind of teaspoon. V6 mixing oil. I massage the oils all over his body. We usually put 1 drop frankincense on his forehead. Jacob loves the oils and starts to laugh when I begin massaging him. However, after the first couple of weeks, we decided to not use the oils every day because we don't want him to become desensitized. We don't know if he will, but we just decided that every 3rd or 4th day would be better. Gary made a special cream for me at the beginning of the pregnancy, which we called Baby Blue Cream, which is not yet available for purchase. It's still not available for purchase. I used it 2 or 3 times a day, which I believe is the reason I do not have stretch marks. I had a lot of itching with the stretching of the skin when this happened. I would rub the cream on my abdomen and I would stop itching. What? After Jacob was born, we started using this cream on him. I use it every day and Jacob loves it. If he becomes a little red because of a wet diaper, I apply the cream all over his bottom with the next diaper change. The redness is gone. Both supplements and oils vary according to feeling and need because it is winter and many people are sick. I often rub power to the bottom of his feet. 1 or 2 drops are sufficient. I'm guessing she's not diluting that. I was very careful of what I ate through the pregnancy. No white sugar, white flour foods, salt, soda pop, fried foods, and chlorinated water. We ate mostly out of our garden and greenhouse and bought only organic from the health food store. That included some chicken, turkey, eggs, and cheese. We stayed away from any chemicals we might breathe. I did exercises each day that was recommended for pregnancy, and then I went swimming in our pool about 5 times a week. This pool is also free of chlorine. We have fed Jacob in small amounts. Oh my God. Power meal and Whey Fit and body balance. I began each morning with 1 scoop of Power Meal and Whey Fit mixed together in water. I'm trying to read it. Oh my God. I ate Whey Fit throughout the day, and to all the other supplements I added Juvatone as I want to work on more liver cleansing. I gained only 17 pounds during the pregnancy, and when Jacob was born I was back to my regular weight. So you're gonna body shame people now? I had no problems throughout the pregnancy, and I used no drugs of any kind for the delivery. I experienced no depression or baby blues after delivery. I had no emotional problems during the pregnancy and have felt my normal self since the delivery. I found myself only tired, needing more sleep. Jacob basically... This is making me so mad. Jacob basically slept through the entire night from the beginning, or would wake up just during the night. He cries only if he is hungry, needs his diaper changed, or wants to be held. He is a very happy baby who is extremely aware and responsive. He is built very well and is very strong. He's a baby. He was holding his head up the first day of birth and has been trying to stand up for a long time. The oils and the supplements are an individual decision. I used many different oils and was never affected in a negative way by any of them. Each individual must use common sense and be wise. You're gonna tell me that no person... undo. You're gonna tell me that no person's gonna look at that and use that as a whole formula to get pregnant or try to get pregnant, or make you're gonna tell me that that's not a diagnosis from someone who has no medical license? What the hell? Yeah, I don't see how she could have been. I think he looks a little like Mary, I'm not sure. Is there more? According to my inside source, Young Living reps honestly believe that Mary Young was brought out of menopause through the use of essential oils in order to birth both her children. I will tell you this. Live chat. Young Living people believe this. Karina said, as someone who had PPD, this is infuriating. I mean, I've never been able to have kids. So you're telling me I follow this protocol, 1, I can get pregnant, and 2, I'm gonna have a super baby come out. Are you serious? I'm so sorry, Janet. And I don't know. It's just, Exactly. Her Kira's gif on this, that is bullcrap. Is perfect. Is accurate. Literally, Kira has the tea. Oh yeah, they're in big trouble. Harper, hope you're doing well. I don't know what we're doing. We're watching Young Living go up in proverbial or metaphorical smoke. I don't think proverbial is the right word. Oh geez, my messages. Okay, taking this off. Which one did you get? This one? The YL pharmacist? You got the video? Wait, I'm not supposed to say it out loud, am I? Sorry. I'm screaming in happiness if it is what I think it is. Kira. Oh my god, I'm so excited. How did she get it to work? Holy crap. Are we allowed to show this or no? Bye, Karina. Oh, can I read this, Kira? No, the website I was saying I got. In this website, it's the scientific analysis of doTERRA's oils. Is that the one you got? Take your frustration on those dishes, Karina. Yes. The video is something separate. Okay. Do you want to watch can we watch the video? Because I've seen her before. Because I think you sent me her before. Certified synthetic. Holy crap. No wonder they have to remove that label. Holy crap. I'm reading something, sorry guys. This is the website Gary used to slander doTERRA a second time. Wow. Dang. Yes, you can watch. I might have sent it before, but I don't think you played it. I don't think I played it either. I think I was watching it, or I was watching one because I've seen her before. Let's see.
Okay, welcome to Monday Night.
This lady's wild. I took some Benadryl, so I'm gonna last as long as I can. We may have to finish this another day because for some reason it might be stress that's making my allergies worse than normal. I'm wearing long sleeves specifically so I don't rip my skin off because it's super itchy. Okay, transform, center vertically. Okay, highest quality, 480. Alright. Can y'all hear this?
Ignite, you guys. I'm so excited to be with you again today. These are fantastic calls every week. Each speaker
I know of her.
Is incredible. And
I think she's spoken for the Nesting Well team before. What?
It's like every single week. There's so much good information that we
Yeah, it does feel surreal. It's really weird.
can all take notes on and apply to our life. And so it's so amazing how
We're
each
gonna
speaker
speed
brings
this
their
up.
own unique gifts and their own unique knowledge. So this week we are so excited because we have Liz James with us, who is a pharmacist, and she's going to be sharing her perspective on all the things right now, including how to take care of your body at home. And I'm actually going to let Danette introduce her officially. And so that's exciting. Tonight, I'm so curious though, because this is the start of Young Living's Black Friday week. And so if you watch this on the replay,
I think she spoke to Nesting Well though, and then Kira, when you sent this out, I think Savannah shared it, or I don't know who did. Maybe it was Savannah, and someone was saying to report it. Okay, I would love suggestions. That would be great. Thank you, Harper. So is she with a different MLM now? Hold on. I just gotta look real quick because I won't be able to focus. Let me just look real quick. Amanda Cooper. Digital creator, I believe in you, helping people think better to feel better. Mental wellness and lifestyle and motherhood. Probably renovating a home too. Find links here. Happy Juice. Is she with Plexus? Amare? Wow. Wow. I wish things were more controlled, where if you get released for making or for violating like the FTC or the FDA or something like that, that you have to wait a year before you join another team. She's doing something with Amare. Look at this. When I clicked on the link tree, she said order Happy Juice. So maybe it's Plexus and Amare, but this is Amare. And then this other link, that's Amare too. She still has her essential oil coloring book. Oh no, she doesn't. Wow. Life and Science Publishing? They pulled her book? What? Wow. 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 Whoops. Wow. Okay, her forehead's just cut off. Okay.
You'll know that this was a crazy week, right? And so exciting. And so as you guys are jumping in, feel free to just dump in the chat right now and type out what you snagged from Young Living today. I'm so excited to see what you guys all got. And I will put in there what we bought as well. And
sorry,
basically click add to cart on all the things, right? Because they are so good. So to kick this off, I'm going to hand it over to Danette, who's going to introduce Liz and welcome you guys all to this call.
Tish, my favorite thing that you do is fancy meeting you here. That's literally, I look forward to that. It's an iconic saying. I'm just losing my mind. I'm not saying anything like smart. I'm just...
What? I'm literally shocked. I'm just shocked.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amanda. And huge round of applause for Amanda for doing this every single Monday night for us so that we can learn and live out our Young Living lifestyle to the best of our abilities to help support our health and our family and our wellness and all the things. So thank you so much, Amanda, always. And so it is my honor to get to introduce dear friend and Young Living Platinum, Liz James. Not only is she, as you might have read in the bio there, she's a 30-year practicing pharmacist.
That doesn't mean a damn thing when you are selling a product to someone else as a multi-level marketing independent contractor. It doesn't mean a thing. I missed him.
Also a very dedicated and incredible researcher. She's an amazing yoga instructor. She runs a farm. She's a great wife, a great friend, a great leader who pours herself daily into everyone.
You know
but
what?
She is
If y'all ever have to edify me for an opening, you just say, this is DC. She's an MLM dropout. She runs her mouth. She has no accreditations. Everything's her opinion. And she's probably going to have technical difficulties. That's all I want y'all to say. Because I don't want any credentials, nothing, luring people in to listen more to what I have to say. If you like what I have to say, cool. If you hate it but still respect me, even better. I'm just itching my skin.
also the best prepper I know in every good meaning of that word. Learning what we need to have in our homes for great immune support, being ready for anything is her specialty, I tell you. So there's no one that I would recommend to hire for this call right here than my favorite pharmacist. That would be FARM assist, who loves sharing about all these things as well as teaching us how to use our
No, I'm a desert. Janet, I'm a desert of pouring of anything. Don't get value from my channel. Get it somewhere else on the internet.
unmatched Young Living products. She does all the research, like I said, but thankfully she won't.
Research is in a specific. Technically, research is in an academic setting. If you're doing research like for a dissertation, or you're doing research for a paper you're trying to publish in a journal, or you're doing research to invent something like in the medical field, from what I understand, if it's not that, you're reading. You are reading about stuff. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to like rain on anyone's parade. I'm just saying what I do here, one, isn't even close to what mommy does. And two, I'm just reading about stuff and then telling you my opinion and then trying to make it really easy if you can go to submit something to the FTC. That's it. We're reading stuff and then we're asking questions and then we're trying to get a governing body to intervene.
Surely teach a full chemistry OChem class, a biology class tonight. One thing that she is truly gifted at
Don't pour into
is bringing
Janet. She already
it
needs
to
to
the
pee.
rest of us to understand. So thank you for being here, Liz, tonight, especially on such a busy week. And we're just so honored to have you here teaching us tonight. So thank you. Hugs from 10 miles away. And the floor is yours, friend.
Thank you guys so much. Can you hear me okay, first of all?
Yes.
All right.
I can't hate her for asking that question because y'all know how it is on my channel. My board likes to do all the things. So, blink, blink. That's what we do here. Can you hear? Blink, blink.
Pleasure to be here today, and I hope that what I share tonight is heard and felt, and just all of the things. Because the 30-year journey it took to get here, it's kind of emotional for me too. Because when you shed a cocoon. It's a little scary coming out of the cocoon, the first time, because your wings are all tight and you feel like you're not quite protected. So I just kind of wanted to start with my personal story, like, because people who don't know me, the first thing they ask is like, how did you end up, being all gung-ho Young Living and being a pharmacist? Because that seems very...
Where's the ethics in refusing to use your position in a higher level academic field or medical field as a pharmacist, refusing to use that as a way to gain the trust and influence people? Where's the integrity? Where are the ethics? Where is someone besides us in the anti-multi-level marketing space speaking up about this? Speaking up within these companies?
Very strange. And really my personal health journey was no different than anybody else's, except for maybe you caught on early on in life that you shouldn't eat all the crappy food in college and do all the things.
There's some people with actual bigger health concerns, or they have been in accidents, or were born with something, so your health experience is like everybody else's? Come on. I was getting coffee. Hubs got me pumpkin spice creamer. Janet, I love that so much. Oh my god. I'm never gonna get through this
But when
video.
you're on a budget, you eat what you have and all of that. So, you know, I blew my stomach out in college with coffee, and I ate a lot of potatoes and
What?
not enough of everything else, and
Carol,
lived on a
what?
very strict budget. And made it through. I went to A&M and graduated
Tish,
from Texas
so
A&M,
excited for your new
and then
job.
went to UT and graduated from UT both in pharmacy school. So I was in school for quite a while, and not eating the best for
Kira,
quite
are
a
you
while
serious?
too. And about 10 years after I had graduated from pharmacy school, and we were living on our farm, and I had a very it wasn't a major accident. It was just, I tripped over a wheelbarrow and I cracked my wrist. And so that was
A green
my
stick.
first really
A green stick, not stick. A green stick fracture can happen. My brother, he had to suddenly brake on his bike, flipped over the handlebars, fell on his wrist, and had a fracture. So I mean, she's about to say something because I've listened to this part. She's about to say like, oh, her nutrition, and maybe it did. I don't know. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a registered dietitian. I'm not licensed. I'm not anything. I'm saying, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just mad.
my first big bone I had ever broken. And the doctor had me do a bone density test.
Okay.
And at that time, when I was about 33 years old, I was diagnosed with osteopenia, which is a precursor to osteoporosis. And at 33, that's pretty young to get that.
Okay, here's my first question, because she just talked about an unhealthy diet. Oh man. Okay, it is caused by food. If you have osteopenia, you have lower bone density than normal. Your bone density peaks when you're about 35 years old. Bone mineral density, BMD, is the measurement of how much bone mineral is in your bone. So your BMD estimates the chances of breaking a bone from a normal activity. People who have osteopenia have a lower BMD than normal, but it's not a disease. However, having osteopenia does increase your chances of developing osteoporosis. This bone disease causes fractures, stooped posture, and can lead to severe pain and loss of height. You can take action to prevent osteopenia. The right exercise and food choices may, not will, may help you keep your bones strong. If you have osteopenia, ask your doctor about how you improve and prevent worsening so you can avoid osteoporosis. Oh my god. Certain other conditions that can increase your risk of developing osteopenia. Trigger warning. We're gonna mention some EDs. So if you need to take a pause, mute me for the next 20 seconds. I'll wave at you when I'm done. Okay, I'm starting now. Anorexia, bulimia, Cushing syndrome, hyperthyroidism, inflammatory conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, or Crohn's. Okay, we're done. The first part of the treatment involves diet and exercise. The risk of breaking a bone when you have osteopenia is fairly small, so doctors don't usually prescribe medicine unless your BMD is close to the osteoporosis level. Your healthcare professional might talk to you about taking a calcium or vitamin D supplement, although generally it's better to get enough of each from your diet. Osteopenia diet, dried beans, broccoli, freshwater salmon, spinach. Exercises, there's a ton. So it looks like, from what I understand, that the prescription is more weighted, that exercise would help that more than your food would. I have something wrong with me. I'm too scared to go to the doctor about it. I know. No.
That diagnosis, but I'm pretty fine boned, and
she's very
the doctors
petite.
were like, you're going to need to be on some medication, and that wasn't something that I was interested in. And I had 2 different people at 2 different times, and who did not know each other, tell me while my arm was in a cast, you really need to look at drinking raw milk. And I was like, but it's so dangerous, because that's what we had learned in school. That's what I learned at A&M. That's what it's just the things that you learn, right?
She's in Texas?
But 2 people had told me, and that was, I believe that's the Holy Spirit. Whenever you have a repetitive thing that comes into your life. And so I started studying raw milk, and raw milk is not what we think it is. And the reason for that, the reason that we don't think it is because of the information that has been fed to us over the years. And
now I will tell you this, y'all, don't even say it. I grew up eating raw cheese and raw milk from a reputable, please do not come for me. I'm just telling you about my experience, and my parents are completely normal. And my parents are also opening to pivot if they find out that they are doing something that isn't safe or healthy. So please do not come for me. Like, we're not going to comment on me, I guess. Why do we pasteurize milk? No? Why do we pasteurize milk? Oh my God. Why should milk be pasteurized? First developed by Louis Pasteur in 1864, pasteurization kills harmful organisms responsible for such diseases as listeriosis, typhoid fever, tuberculosis, diphtheria, Q fever, and brucellosis. Brucellosis? Look, I'm not recommending anything. My parents drink pasteurized milk now. My dad, I don't think, has ever drank raw milk. And you have to be extremely careful because guess what? Pasteurization kills really dangerous shit. I know. If my mom was talking to me the other day, and I was telling her about some of the stuff that had happened in Young Living, and she was like, DC, I'm so sorry. I think that the stuff that I did in trying to look for additional solutions for you, because I have a crap ton of health problems, and the doctors can't really figure out what some of it is. I will just tell you that. And my mom tried some alternative stuff. She tried some tinctures, which really helped a lot. She tried some just our nutrition, lots of, and we went to the doctor a lot. I mean, I was on an inhaler. I still am. I have asthma, is one of the big issues, and I wasn't allowed to take it when I was training competitively because my coach thought I was going to become addicted to it. So it was the perfect storm of a combination of misinformation from my coach saying that I could become addicted to my inhaler when literally all it does is open up your lungs. And some other things that, because I will tell you this, my little siblings, they had okay, I'm not trying to trigger anyone. I'm trying to say, from a normal person, I'm feeling mostly normal. I am vaccinated. I'm about to say something, so please take it the way in which I'm presenting it, that I don't feel like a crazy person. My little siblings, when they got their shots, their shots as babies, they had horrible reactions. And it really scared my mom and my parents. My dad too. My dad didn't really get scared, but he was concerned. And so my mom looked into a bunch of different things, and she was truly concerned because it looked like my younger siblings were predisposed to having strong reactions to shots. And so she was... I feel like I'm being so crazy right now. It was a different situation for us because we were homeschooled for a period of time, so when we got sick, we would not be around people. So if you're saying, well, you're just a danger to society, my parents have mostly a balanced perspective, with the realization that we held off on some vaccinations when I was growing up because, one, I still have really strong reactions to them, and my little siblings did too. They're allergic to some of those things, and I am nervous about even saying anything because I know that the groups that I run with on Instagram and in the Discords are very science-based. I have a lot of really smart, sciencey people in my family. My brother, my sister-in-law, my other sister. We're all got our shots. I'm just trying to say that it's a more complex conversation than saying, oh, those idiot, anti-Bies. It's just... And again, I also understand there's a lot of misinformation going around that's preventing people who would be healthy and strong and capable and benefit from being vaccinated who are scared because they're making decisions based off of incomplete data. I understand the complexity of it. I also have this personal experience with my own reactions to every single one that I can remember as I've gotten older being very painful for me. I'm not trying to scare you away from it. I'm saying that's dynamic. It's complex. It's just whatever. And so I'm so embarrassed. I don't know. Anyways, what my mom was saying that she was really sorry because she felt like she had set me up for failure to be targeted by Young Living because some of the reservations that she had about vaccinations or trying to be mindful. We never didn't go to the doctor if we were sick. Sometimes it was just a normal cold, so we would stay at home and sleep it off basically. I'm not trying to paint them in a bad picture. I'm just saying my mom was saying that she was really sorry, and I can see lots of big life events made me more susceptible to say yes or think about the idea of toxins or shots or all this other stuff. I'm saying that's all I'm saying. Yeah. Y'all are the best. Oh my gosh. This little mosquito. Ah! I know, I don't live in a gross place. I have a window unit and there's lots of mosquitoes and they're coming through the sides, so sorry. Kira said there's valid medical reasons to delay or forego vaccines. Anyone science-based knows that and knows that's why everyone else needs to get them to protect them and immunocompromised people. Yeah, and I will say this. I was very nervous about the people that I really like as watching as creators are very strong about their positioning for vaccinating, which is great. Y'all know I'm kind of like a timid person, and I was scared that like I get maybe even some people in the live chat were gonna feel some kind of way about me if I really truly opened up about stuff, and so I'm sorry I didn't say something sooner. I feel a little fraudulent, but that's kind of my story so far about this stuff she's about to talk about.
Just because we've been told something for a very long time doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. It's just what we've been told, and so it becomes part of what we believe. And after probably about 100 hours of studying, I came to the conclusion that we were drinking raw milk and we were never drinking anything else ever again.
That's true, Dave.
But at the same time, I was like, okay, the American Dairy Association has not been exactly reliable information in our life. Who else has not been taking care of us in terms of information? And of course, I went on and started exploring the food industry and found a ton of information in the food industry, which opened your eyes even more. So now I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, I'm pointing fingers at all the things, but the three fingers were pointing back at me, because I was the pharmacist, and I was like, what's the next thing I'm going to have to dive into? And that thing that I was going to have to dive into was really looking into big pharma and what did that look like.
Oh my God.
And
it sure is a convenient position for people in Young Living and in health and wellness MLMs to make the point, or be even able to make the point that, I'm going to not participate, because life in general, I would say at any time in history, the amount of things that we can cure, that we have cured, that we can treat, that were untreatable before, that were uncurable before, is again unlike any time in history. And so it's convenient to say, wow, nothing is bad that's happened to me so far, so I'm not going to drink pasteurized milk or get a shot or whatever that is. I think it's in that small sliver, I think that it's convenient for them to be able to say that, because life is relatively safe, and I take it for what I'm saying it as. I'm not making a blanket statement about everything else. I'm talking about potential to have access to things, and albeit some medicines are incredibly expensive and unaffordable.
Emotional for me, because you put that much time and energy into something, you can't just hop out of it immediately because you got bills to pay. And so I get it, because I know there may be other people on this call who have found flaw in the industry that they may be working in.
Sky, I'm sorry.
But they feel trapped. And so I do understand where you are. So for 20 years,
Harper,
I just educated myself behind the scenes. I started learning all the things. I live in a smaller community, and I made really good friends with other pharmacists and technicians and patients, that if I felt like I could, there were times when I'd say, can you call me at home and let's talk about what you're about to take off the clock so that I can be honest with you, because there's things that we can't necessarily say at work. Okay. So
you cannot be giving medical advice without the protections of your insurance, and I don't think pharmacists can give medical advice. They can prescribe things. Scott. Maybe they won't have mosquitoes in Japan. Just kidding. I looked up the most dangerous animals they have in Japan, and they have murder hornets, so that's delightful. I'm terrified. That's fair. That's fair, Harper.
So I'm just going to go over for about 20 minutes here. I'm going to talk to you about some of the things that I learned as I was uncovering myself in the last 20 years, and how that plays out and what that ultimately looked like. So, and by the way, osteopenia was not my only problem. I mean, I grew up with endometriosis. I had interstitial cystitis. I've managed to get that under control holistically. At the time that I had osteopenia, I had high cholesterol too, and all of these things I've been able to manage holistically. So there are definitely ways, but it's definitely harder to backwalk out of something that you already have. So it's better to keep your genes turned off than to allow them to be turned on. Hang on. So 86% of healthcare dollars are spent on chronic conditions. And these chronic conditions are generally not microbe causing illnesses, meaning they're man-made illnesses. They're not something that we stumbled onto a bacteria and we became sick this way. And 7 out of every 10 deaths in the United States are from non-communicable diseases, meaning again, people are dying from man-made diseases. And what that really means is 7 out of every 10 deaths are, quite frankly, preventable.
What about old age?
With diet.
What about car crashes? What about murders? What about what about negligence? What about accidents? Where are you getting this number from? Right off the ball, live chat. Does that number feel right? Doesn't feel right to me.
Watching
Hi, Peanut.
and,
what's up?
And all of the other things too. So
we are watching a pharmacist shill her young living stuff to us and use her position as a medical professional to influence people on the powers of essential oils. Oh my god. I even say that and I'm like, what the hell? You're a pharmacist and you think that it's okay to give your customers off the record medical advice from home? You think it's okay to use your position as a pharmacist to sell Young Living? Daisy, what's up?
Some people who are my age or older. I'm in my 50s.
Good
and
point, Harper.
You'll recall that there's not, if you go into a nursing home, or if you go and visit with older people who are in their 80s, you will not find autoimmune disorders in that population. You might find other things, but you don't tend to find the autoimmune disorders.
No. My grandmother is in her 90s and she has an autoimmune disorder. What are you talking about?
In the younger generation. And when I started as a pharmacist in 91, we didn't really see a lot of autoimmune disorders. That really hadn't clicked yet. I mean, it hadn't become a thing yet. But currently, as in the last 20 or so years, we now have 1 in 2 kids and millennials have chronic health conditions. 1 in 6 kids has a developmental disability. 1 in 9 has ADHD.
Is it because that we are testing for these has gotten so much better that more people can be identified with them? I mean, how do we know? What are you reading from? Is it not possible? Is it not plausible that because our systems now are so advanced that we can diagnose things we weren't able to diagnose before? Is that a possibility? Case in point, there's lots of cases now where people are getting released from prison because they're able to test for DNA that was impossible to test for in the 90s, where people are getting acquitted of their crimes. And not only, and I think acquitted means found innocent. I'm not sure. I'm embarrassing Wendy so much right now. Where, like, Is it not possible? Now, again, I think it's multifaceted. Do I think that fast food is great for everybody? No, I don't. I'm allergic to most preservatives. I have an allergic reaction to them. So, I think it's multifaceted, and she's using it to scare people to buy Young Living. Yes, we've got better testing and diagnosis standards. Okay, bye, Karina.
Or a developmental
Sorry about
disability.
that.
1 in 11 has asthma. 1 in 13 has a severe food allergy, meaning like they need an EpiPen. And 1 in 36 has autism. And, you know, again, going back to my age, we did not have kids with autism in our schools.
God.
They just weren't there. And
how would you know?
Having spent 30 years in pharmacy, you know, big pharma and big insurance are in bed together, and big agri, or the food companies or the processed food companies, have actually made the bed for big pharma and big insurance together. And there's just no denying that has actually happened. And unfortunately, when you have that kind of relationship, you know, it's almost to the point where it's almost like an abusive relationship.
Oh my
because
God.
you start to lose trust in these big industries, right? And unfortunately,
I will tell you this. Don't cry. We got more time with my mother-in-law. She passed away from a very rare brain tumor. And we got more time with her because of how advanced the medical testing and procedures and protocols are that are in place now. Would we have loved that she'd been cured? Yes. Did we get more time with her because of how advanced things are now? Yeah, we did. So, sorry I'm crying again. What you say, like, matters. What you do to influence people matters. So, she's using this positioning to sell more products. So, it's just...
Big pharma has some liability, but the vaccine manufacturers, any vaccine that is on a childhood schedule, they have zero liability. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't buy a car from a company that wouldn't have to take any responsibility for a car that might be a lemon, you know, or whatever. So that was just something else that I kind of tucked in my hat. And I eventually did a ton of research on vaccines and found some really interesting and disturbing information on vaccines in general. And also, there is the drug company itself has an incredibly long, in both civil and criminal penalties, they have a rap sheet, and it's pretty much every single big pharma drug company in the United States. Right now, the total since the year 2000, they have paid out $71 billion in civil and criminal penalties. And, you know, the penalties range anywhere from fraud, corruption, you know, this doesn't even include personal injury and damages. This is just civil and criminal penalties. So whenever you hear something about the, you know, well, why should we trust supplements? I'm saying, why should we trust big pharma? I mean, honestly, we have to think about that. So, but it's a really interesting thing because in 1910, there was something that was written by a gentleman by the name of Abraham Flexner, which is called the Flexner Report. And I don't know if you've ever heard of that or not, but I'm just going to speak about it really, really simply, if I can, because in order to understand the times, you have to understand the history. And if that's one thing that I've learned is like I said, if you've been told something, just because you've been told something over and over again, doesn't mean that there's not two sides to the story. And Abraham Flexner wrote a report that was funded by Rockefeller and Carnegie, some very big people. And what happened then is essentially that a lot of, everything was shut down except for big pharma directed medicine. That's what happened. Meanwhile, there was another doctor, and Flexner was not even a doctor, he was an educator, but there was a doctor by the name of William Osler who organized clinical instruction at the bedside of the patient. And he was very adamant.
The Flexner Report is a book-length landmark report of medical education in the United States and Canada, written by Abraham Flexner, and published in 1910 under the aegis of the Carnegie Foundation. Many aspects of the present-day American medical profession stem from the Flexner Report and its aftermath. The Flexner Report has been criticized for introducing policies that encouraged systemic racism. The report, also called Carnegie Foundation Bulletin No. 4, called on American medical schools to enact higher admission and graduation standards, and to adhere strictly to the protocols of mainstream science in their teaching and research. The report talked about the need for revamping and centralizing medical institutions. Many American medical schools fell short of the standard advocated in the Flexner Report, and subsequent to its publication, nearly half of such schools merged or were closed outright. Colleges in electrotherapy were closed. Homeopathy, traditional osteopathy, eclectic medicine, and physiomedicalism, botanical therapies that had not been tested scientifically, were derided. The report also concluded that there were too many medical schools in the United States and that too many doctors were being trained. A repercussion of the Flexner Report resulting from the closure or consolidation of university training was the closure of all but two, this is in quotes, I'm gonna spell it because I'm not, NEGRO, medical schools, and the revision of American universities to male-only admittance programs to accommodate a smaller admission pool. Universities had begun opening and expanding female admissions as part of women's and co-educational facilities only in the mid to latter part of the 19th century, with the founding of co-educational Oberlin College in 1833, and private colleges such as Vassar College and Pembroke College. I just thought that was important to read so we know what she's talking about.
About saying it's more important to know what sort of patient has a disease rather than what sort of disease a patient has. And if you think about that, he's talking about the patient can tell you.
Oh, Sky, I'm sorry. No, always feel free to share
what their condition
in the live
is.
chat.
And Osler wanted to keep humanity in medicine, but Flexner was really more interested in making it scientific and diagnostic from a laboratory sense, and not so much from a spending time and actually seeing and watching the patient. And so that's one thing that happened, but it shut down all home remedies, it shut down chiropractic care, it shut down everything. And it has taken decades to get us back to where we are now. And we're still not back where we need to be. But because it was they just shut everything down. The other thing that was going on in the late 1800s and early 1900s was learning the difference between germ and terrain theory and what went on there. And if you, we unfortunately have subscribed to germ theory in that, if you're exposed to something, you're going to get sick. And, one germ for every disease, that kind of thing. And that is entirely not true. Louis Pasteur was he says he was the founder, or we say he was the founder of the germ theory, but the germ theory actually started in the 1700s. But there was another guy named Antoine Beauchamp, and I'm probably butchering that name because it's French. But he differed from Louis Pasteur in that he believed that it had more to do with what the body was doing. He felt like there was an important value in the pH of the body, which we now know is very true, and how the nature of the organisms change depending on the pH that the body is. And ultimately,
isn't that some pseudoscience stuff? Is that even a thing? It can't be a thing.
The ecosystem that is our body is the very most important thing in determining whether or not somebody is going to be ill. Now, we know for a fact now that that's true, that the healthier you are, you know, your ecosystem, your genetics, your everything is
I mean, there is some things that you can do to get genes to express themselves, from what I understand, with nutrition or with drugs. And I don't know all the details. My sister-in-law was talking about it. She's a professor of genetics, and she's willing to come on one time, but she wants to remain anonymous, so it would be on the phone, so I would have her like in a little audio thing. So she's like intermixing a bunch of fear tactics, like phobias. She's talking about some things that are truthful, but to what end? Your foundation you're building this information off of is buy my essential oils. No, the pH of the body is not in fact very true. It's actually pure BS. Thank you, Peanut. I literally know nothing.
dependent upon how you treat your body. And if you punish your body or abuse your body in many, many ways, and we'll talk more about that later, the more that is affected, the more likely you are to have diseases and disorder. So again, you know, we hear all about Louis Pasteur.
I mean, I've had internal issues when I was in the best shape of my life, when I was playing tennis full time. I still had horrible stuff with my stomach. I still have that stuff with my stomach. It's gotten better since I removed some of the stress, but you're saying that we bring it upon ourselves? Not always. pH is a thing? I don't know.
Who, quite frankly, was a plagiarist and attempted to steal information from Antoine Beauchamp. And he was also politically connected with Napoleon and some other high politic people. And so, once again, those with the money and the connections make the rules. And Pasteur, his germ theory won out. So you see there, are you starting to see a trend here where we've got our history is not quite exactly the way that we thought that they were. So key factors of a healthy terrain include alkalinity of the body, adequate nutrition, what is the toxin load, the emotions and the healthy mental state of the individual. And it's important that the body have a certain negative electrical charge, and that the cells have a certain negative electrical charge. And I won't go too much into that, but there's a lot of really interesting information regarding that charge and how important it is. So things that can compromise the terrain are the toxin load, which can be physical, chemical, biological, or emotional stressors. That includes lifestyle choices of inactivity, poor food choices, which would include processed foods, refined grain, and excess sugar intake, chronic sleep deprivation.
Great. So basically, my insomnia is my own fault.
Are choosing to accept, and I know that there are reasons that people need to be on medication. I mean, I've been on medication at times in my life too. There are some people that cannot get off of medication. There's some medication that keep people alive. There's some medication that help people increase their quality of life. She's still coming from this position that being off of medication is the ideal state. When, again, more people are living so much longer this year and this time in history than any other time in history. People who would have had a short life expectancy. Get to live longer.
And they're still planting this idea that you're not your true self if you're on medication. Give me a break.
But agreeing to take a medicine,
that's true,
when
Sky.
there is a lifestyle choice that could be corrected so that the medication is avoided, is the best place to go. And according to the CDC, nearly half of the United States adult population is on one or more medications. A quarter are on 3 or more, and 1 in 8 are on 5 or more medications. And medication, by definition, is a toxin to the body. It does affect it can affect your vitamins, your minerals, your hormones, your enzyme activity in the body, and it is toxic. It may be helping in one way, but it is assuredly hurting in another way. And there are groups of medications that actually degrade the immune system beyond just having its own toxic component. And that would include immunosuppressants, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, Tylenol, antidepressants. When I say Tylenol, acetaminophen, antibiotics,
So I'm not supposed to be on any of that. In case you find this video and what she's saying is making you struggle, or people in your life are telling you that you're some kind of less of a person for being on medication that's keeping you alive, just mentally give them the middle finger, because you do whatever you need to get healthy. And if that means being on medicine for the rest of your life, do it. People like her are abusing her position. And her perspective is her opinion. It doesn't represent a medical opinion in terms of saying it under the coverage of insurance inside a place of business where someone could give prescriptions. She's just on a Zoom call. We're supposed to feel some kind of way because she's a pharmacist. No thanks.
Nanomedicine, nanoparticles, and vaccines that contain adjuvants. The adjuvants are extraordinarily toxic, and even anesthesia. Okay. Other things that can cause a toxin load is underlying conditions related to mold exposure, which that is a big problem, and a lot of people they stay in a situation very unaware that
that's amazing,
is a mold
Sky
situation, and the doctors do not address it the way they should. Household, occupational, and environmental toxin exposure.
Pharmacists are technically our doctors, just not
we all
MDs.
know by now that.
Very good point. I was just thinking from a case of her interfering with someone's prescription. It's pretty dangerous, because I thought there were standards of if you, like, her telling them not to fulfill the prescription is her interfering with someone else's medical care. They're a doctor, but they have a doctor of pharmacy, but they're not a medical doctor. They can't, I don't think they can see people, give them examinations, and then prescribe them medication. I don't think they can do that. Okay, let's look it up. Let's look it up. I'm so itchy. I wish I could just not cry and alive for once. Okay.
What is osteopenia?
What can pharmacists do? They primarily dispense medications and educate patients about their drugs, illness, over-the-counter medications, and more. Clinical pharmacists. These pharmacists work in healthcare settings such as clinics, hospitals, and other locations. Okay. They may give advice about the patient's diet, exercise, stress management, or medical equipment, and home health care supplies. They also may provide specialized services to help patients manage conditions such as diabetes, asthma, smoking cessation, or high blood pressure. Pharmacists are doctors. You probably don't refer to your pharmacist as doctor. In fact, when you meet pharmacists at your local apothecary, they will likely introduce themselves by their first name. However, they are indeed doctors. As of the year 2004, a Doctor of Pharmacy decree, Pharm.D, is required to sit for the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy exams. And passage of said exams is required to work as a pharmacist and dispense medications in the United States. The only exception will be a pharmacist who earned credentials at pharmacy school prior to 2004, when a bachelor's degree in pharmacy education was acceptable as well. However, even at the same time, many pharmacists choose the PharmD path anyway. Just like medical doctors, pharmacists can become board certified as specialists in certain disciplines. The Board of Pharmacy Specialties offers board certification in 11 specialties in pharmacy practice: ambulatory care, cardiology, compound sterile preparations, critical care, geriatric, infectious disease, nuclear pharmacy, nutrition support, oncology, pharmacotherapy, psychiatric pharmacy, and solid organ transplantation. The American College of Clinical Pharmacy and other organizations offer certification programs as well. Specialization allows the pharmacist to take a more active role in patient care, particularly the care of patients with complex medical needs, which ultimately improves patient outcomes, which is a win-win. Does she have... No. Does she have a specialty? World wonders. The world freaking wonders.
Endocrine disrupting chemicals that are found in
Bye,
air
Peanut.
fresheners, body care products.
Oh.
All of these things are
Peanut,
dangerous.
no, you're not leaving.
Microplastics, those microplastic beads that are in some toothpaste now.
Oh,
and
cool,
other body
Peanut. That's
care products.
awesome.
They call them little scrubbing beads.
I'm glad
heavy
that
metals
you're
that is found
fixing
in,
some things.
Common makeup and
Yeah, let's ask someone who knows Mac. Ask Mac.
and vaccines, pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides.
Wow.
Air pollution. The worst air pollution is typically indoors, more so than outdoors. So at home, you have full control of the air pollution that might be in your house. Psychological and emotional factors would include chronic stress, social isolation, stressful life events, childhood adversity. Childhood adversity, if it is not dealt with emotionally, at some point in the life, it will eventually cause major stressors to the body. And if y'all have never sat and listened to Jen Weir talk or gone through any of her programs, I highly recommend her as a resource if you need some help walking through that. And the other thing is, and this is something I don't have a lot of time to address today, but scars are there. It has to do with the charge on cells and the way the body works, but especially scars across the midline can be very stressful to the body in terms of affecting the immune system and other systems in the body. So the other thing is, if you look at virology, because we're talking kind of about what happened in 2020 and 2021. If you look at virology but refuse to look at toxicology, then you've got an incomplete picture. And again, this is another aspect of the germ versus terrain theory. So
the biggest problem I have is her using the person who introduced her using the position as a pharmacist to create potentially more influence upon the audience who's watching this video, and this pharmacist participating in that, in leaning into the potential undue influence that the person who introduced her created, and that she is continuing to do as she's talking to the people on the call. There's no balance.
decrease the toxin load in order to make your body a
And
healthier
she's not
place.
even saying. Okay.
Right? And when you start to learn
there's-
about vaccines, because that's after I started learning about some of the horrendous side effects of some very common medications that we dispense in pharmacy, like the true side effects, and I'll throw one of them out there, like statins. So many people are on statins, and they're so detrimental to the body. And I asked people, I was like, would you take a medication that knowingly had a high likelihood of causing dementia? And of course, nobody would take something like that if that was the case, if that's what statins can do. All right. But anyway, when we're learning about vaccines, and when I was learning about vaccines in pharmacy school, I thought we learned a lot, but the reality is we didn't learn that much. And we continue to not learn that much, even after we got out of school. So
I mean,
what I'm going to call today,
the pharmacists that I've talked to are incredibly
vaccinated.
intelligent.
So we're going to vaccinate ourselves, and we're going to get fact. We're going to go with facts. And I'm going to start by saying, crazily enough, would you ever imagine that there could be benefits to having certain childhood diseases? Would you ever think that? So some viruses actually offer beneficial effects. They help regulate the gut microbiota, which we know is very important, right? And they also can protect against non-infectious diseases later on in life. Viruses prime, maintain, and strengthen optimal immune response. Now, for example, chickenpox. You drop something in the comments if you had chickenpox when you were growing up.
I did. Drop
me 2 things if you went to a chickenpox party and actually got chickenpox from a chickenpox party.
What?
So, because that's what happened in my house.
What do you mean?
We had a chickenpox party.
What do you mean
And
a chickenpox
so
party?
chickenpox
Hi, Carol.
Lowers
Yes,
the risk
this is still
of
sped
brain
up.
cancer.
This
Once
is
you've had
1.25.
chickenpox, it lowers the risk of having brain cancer. Now, I don't know about you, but I would rather have chickenpox than have an increased risk of brain cancer.
My mother-in-law got chickenpox, and she also the hypothesis that the doctor who was treating her, the specialist who was treating her, said that her tumor was probably related to a virus she had. So I don't. She's just horrible.
Sir, right? I don't know. That's me. So, how about measles? If you're older, I actually had measles when I was growing up, and there's probably fewer of us out here who had measles. Yep. Okay. So having measles actually reduces the risk of heart disease, arthritis, and allergies. Right?
And it can also kill you.
Things to think about. Children who receive the pertussis vaccination are more susceptible to pertussis throughout their lifetime, 5 years after completing the childhood series.
Okay, I will tell you this, live chat. So they've recently found you need a booster. When I was 15, I almost died from pertussis. Okay? So, and I got it. I was within the protection window. Because I think I got another. I don't remember everything. I would rather there be a vaccine for it. If you can imagine, I have asthma. Your lungs fill up with fluid. You get into these coughing fits where you cannot take a breath. So some people end up like not being able to breathe. And it feels like when you fall and you get winded, where you hit your back and it knocks the air out of you and you can't take a breath. That's what pertussis feels like. And you cough so hard. I burst all of the blood vessels in both of my eyes. All of them in the whites of my eyes were red. And then it was all like this. It's not, I'm glad I was vaccinated for it, but it was horrible. I lost about 35 pounds when I got sick because I couldn't keep anything down because you're coughing so hard you throw everything up. I would much rather someone get a vaccine for that. As someone who experienced it in a really bad way. I don't. It's easy for her to speak to all these things that she has not. She said she had measles, so I can't say she hasn't gone through any of it.
Okay. And flu shots make people more susceptible to other more severe respiratory viruses. Now, this is the wild type influenza, not the vaccine influenza, right? Okay. So we have, in our bodies, we have two main types of immune system. We have cell-mediated immunity and we have humoral immune response. The cell-mediated, and I've got to get a little technical here, so you guys bear with me. We won't stay technical for very long, I promise. Cell-mediated is the activity of the white blood cells, and it sends like when something happens, your white blood cell army goes to the point of invasion by a foreign entity, whatever that is, a virus, a fungus, a bacteria, whatever, or a toxin like aluminum or mercury, and it attacks and then excretes a waste of what it has attacked. So that waste now looks like mucus or a rash or a cough, something respiratory. You got me? Okay. So with the humoral, and let me back up. For somebody who has a suppressed immune system, if their immune system cannot do that, cannot make those little packages that it's trying to push out through cough, mucus, and coughing or diarrhea or whatever it is, they can actually die with no symptoms, or get really sick and have no symptoms because their cell-mediated immunity can't mount the response. Okay. The humoral immune system, this is where we're more dealing with vaccines. The antibodies attach themselves to the proteins on the invader and either destroy them or mark them for destruction. And our antibodies form that are unique to the pathogen to prevent a full-on invasion in the future of the exact same pathogen. Okay, but our goal needs to be to support the cell-mediated immunity, and so that we can actually fight things off. Because if we can't fight things off, it can become very difficult to stay well and healthy, right? And the more the body is already filled with toxins and trash by what we're eating or what we're exposing ourselves to, and all of that, the mold, whatever it is, all of that trash, the body's already trying to work on that trash to get it out too. But the greater the likelihood of a severe cell-mediated immune response, like total mucus or just days and days and days of diarrhea, right? So, but vaccine-initiated immunity is different because it wanes over time, and you can't bypass the cell-mediated immunity and expect the same result. So that's just something to think about. And there is a doctor that I follow. His name is Dr. Tom Cowan, and he has this saying, and this kind of puts everything into perspective. So, if you think about a splinter, if a body gets a splinter, if the pus that starts happening around that splinter is there for a reason, because it's trying to push the splinter out, right? The body's trying to push the splinter out. But if you take an antibiotic and it does away with the pus, the splinter's still there, right? The problem is still there. And that's what happens a lot of times when we are taking antibiotics or whatever it is we're doing. We're not addressing the problem. We're dealing with the symptom at hand, and we're trying to fix the symptom at hand. We have to fix the root of the problem. So that's just something to think about. We have to learn to exist with viruses, because there's like 1.8 million of them out there, and I'm not exaggerating on that number. And they're not going to come up with 1.8 million vaccines, although they might try, because it'd be a very lucrative business, and they probably are going to try to get as many as they can. So we have to learn to live with viruses.
It's an equal trade, though. It's an equal trade. So some company has the science-y brains and the money to come up with a solution of an actual real problem, i.e., people get sick, and if you have a vaccine, less people get sick, and so you increase your quality of life, you increase the length of your life, probably. It's not like the big pharma's an MLM company.
In one form or fashion, because they're never going to go away. This is part of who we are. Now, Mary Young said, people who are looking for truth will recognize it when they see it. And as I was
I
going through all of my
recognize this as
history and
not
learning
truth.
everything, that's what happened to me. Is I saw it. I saw it, and I couldn't unsee it as I was learning all of this. And in September of last year, I chose to quit my job because it was I felt like at that point in time that I would be violating the Hippocratic Oath, and I would be violating my personal integrity. And I understand everybody has their own journey in this, but that's where I arrived at that point in my life. So now I work full time to help people just find their way. So what is in my personal toolkit on our farm for this season? And the most important things, if you haven't guessed already, they're not entirely things. A healthy diet of nutrient-dense food. And if you want to know exactly what nutrient-dense food is, I would suggest following the Weston A. Price organization. That's WESTON A. Price. Find them and follow them. They are an excellent resource. And there is a cookbook called Nourishing Traditions by Sally Fallon. That is not just a cookbook; it's an enormous resource of how to have good, healthy food. There's staying away from refined sugar. Remember that we just entered into sugar season, and there's a reason that people get sick in the wintertime. It's not because it's all of a sudden got cold. It's because we're surrounded by sugar wherever we go, and then which causes tremendous inflammation. Staying well hydrated. When you get dehydrated, your blood becomes sluggish, which lowers your oxygen carrying capacity, and it sets up a more providential terrain for blood clotting. So that's something to think about too. And use your support tools. If you're not sure if you're getting the right nutrition, we have our master formula, we have our Ninja Red, we have these things that we can support ourselves with.
Well, sorry, I'm not showing
and
it.
we have tools for that. I know that we have classes available on how to sleep better.
Sorry.
If you're not sleeping well, you need to find out what your trigger is for why you're not sleeping well. And we have lots and lots of information out there on that. At our house, we use Tranquil, Ruvala, AmiPro, Sleep Essence. You also want to learn to manage your emotions and get to know your emotional oils. Every oil works differently emotionally for people. And in our family, in our world, we use Stress Away, Peace and Calming. I love Luscious Lemon. And Tranquil is another one that I really like. The impact of fear and anxiety on the immune system has very severe health consequences over time. It's equivalent to smoking 5 cigarettes a day. All right. So I'll just say this. God is merciful and full of grace, and he will not leave us or forsake us, but we have to have full faith in him. And there are 366 passages with do not fear in the Bible, one for every day of the year and a bonus one just in case, right? So put your faith in him and consider surrounding yourself.
So you're gonna spend 39 minutes and 59 seconds scaring the shit out of us, and then say, oh, by the way, I believe in God, and he said, don't be afraid. And if you are afraid, then you are not, doing it right. Okay.
Yourself with people who walk in faith, not fear. Don't surround yourself with people who live in fear. Fear and faith are both contagious, and you want to choose wisely which one you're going to catch.
Fear and faith are both contagious.
So keep your raindrop oils on hand and use those if you need them, and get to know how to use them. I mean, we have in the kit there is an actual diagram, but even if you don't even know how to use them, just
I think she's in her 60s, or maybe I think she probably looks great for how old she is. I don't know. She looks like she might be in her 60s. I don't know.
The oils and start putting them on the bottoms of your feet. Or put them on the bottom of your husband's feet or your kids' feet. And they're very, very important. We did an event last month. It's called Guns and Hoses, and we do it every year. And one of the things that we were talking about is self-defense with intruders. And so we're just going to talk about the elephant in the room, right? Our 2020-2021 personal health intruder. All right, okay. So with your personal health intruder, we have something called the Castle Doctrine. Now, if you're into history at all, you understand the Castle Doctrine is related to our Constitution and
oh my
right?
God.
We just talked about last night, Terry. So your Castle Doctrine is you can protect your house. Your house is your body, and it's my house, my rules, and you can use whatever you want to use on your own body.
The Castle Doctrine, I think, is only in some states, and if she lives in Texas, that's fine. But okay, wait. Today, most states have some kind of castle law. The stronger laws do not require homeowners to attempt to retreat before using force to protect their domicile. So it ranges who has a strong castle law and who has a weaker castle law.
Here's a list of what we've chosen to keep in our home and why. So thieves and inner defense.
So they're basically...
We keep a well-stocked shelf of Super C chewables. I prefer the chewables because of the bioflavonoid-based vitamin C. There is a group of doctors called the FLCCC doctors. Are you familiar with that group? They recommend right now 500 to 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day. Imupro is another one that we have a lot of. They contain 4.2 milligrams of melatonin, as well as a hearty serving of an immune supportive mushroom blend. And I'm going to defer back again to the FLCC doctors. They wrote on their website, melatonin has anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, immunomodulating, and metabolic effects that are likely important in the mitigation of blank. I'll let you fill in the blank. Okay. Life 9. Everyone should have probiotics as part of their daily routine.
Oh,
always,
I'm not showing it
whether
again.
it comes from a food or
Sorry.
supplement source. That is one of the problems that we have in our society. Every people group in decades gone by ate fermented foods and ate quite a bit of it, and we don't do that anymore. I mean, we have to seek it out, and it needs to be wide varieties too. So, learn to like your sauerkraut, your kefir, your kimchi, your kombucha.
This sounds like gut protocol.
Your yogurt, your there's a lot of different ways to get fermented food in your diet. The caveat to that would be if you have an active SIBO infection, which is small intestine bacterial overgrowth. If you know that you have that, then you have to be a little more careful with eating fermented foods. Okay, the next set I'm going to
give you recommendations, but check with your doctor.
In our arsenal. We have neem capsules, NEEM. We have ivermectin, and we have
Oh my God.
And we keep all three of those on hand. And I will let you do a little research on all three of those, but we keep all three of those on hand. And there's a doctor that referred to all three of those as, if you have a gun and you are shooting different size bullets and your bullets are zinc, those three are the gun that shoots the zinc into the cells. And zinc in the cells is very important. Okay. Zinc is really interesting because it is 25% of the population is deficient in zinc. And it is the 5th leading life-threatening factor, being zinc deficient. So interestingly, symptoms of zinc deficiency are impaired taste and smell, can be fever, cough, sore throat, general weakness, pain and achy limbs, runny nose, and diarrhea. Zinc deficiency. That sounds like something else. Yeah. So zinc really needs to get into our cells somehow. And it's got to have the gun in order to get into the cells efficiently. All right. The recommended daily dosage of zinc is 20 to 40 milligrams a day, according to many functional medicine doctors who believe as I do. And if you're not sure if you're getting 20 to 40 milligrams a day, zinc can be found in pumpkin seeds, grass-fed dairy butter, cashews, almonds, spinach, asparagus, dark chocolate, grass-fed meat, salmon, mushrooms, turkey. Now, in our Young Living products, we have Young Living, the Ninja Wolf Berries. There's 1.8 milligrams per 100 grams of the Ninja Wolf Berries, the dried wolf berries. There is 5 milligrams of zinc in Imupro, 3 milligrams in 2 tablets of Super Bee, 5 milligrams in Power Gies, 4 milligrams in Balance Complete, 2.1 milligrams in AminoWise, 15 milligrams in Master Formula, 1 milligram in Mega Cal, and 1.1 milligram in Mighty Bites. So you may be getting enough zinc depending on what your supplement load is. But you need to go back and kind of add your zinc load up. You can get too much zinc if you go way overboard, and I do recommend lab work if that's something that you're concerned about getting too much of.
Oh my God.
Don't need to be taking more than if you're healthy, you don't need to be taking probably more than 50 milligrams a day total. The other thing is vitamin D3, K2, or D3 and K2. They play a supportive role.
They bring on Dave. They bring on academics, people in the health like the medical field, like nurses, doctors, pharmacists, to add credibility to the oils so that it seems like the oils are a holistic and scientifically proven option for you to get healthy. It's kind of a propaganda march.
In recovery and in prevention. And again, vitamin D is something that you'll want to kind of watch with lab work. The doctors who believe as I do say to keep your vitamin D levels at between 70 and 90. I do a lot of lab work reading with my consulting, and I see an enormous amount of people with very, very low D. So we have a big problem with vitamin D levels in the United States, unfortunately. And Super D, the Young Living Super D is fine for some people, but other people just need more. And it will not be cost effective to go and take as many tablets as they need. But again, you don't know unless you have lab work. So again, Super D is really good though for the little people too, because it's easy to regulate dosing. K2 is found, and why do we want K2? So K2 improves the bioavailability of D3 in the body, and it also plays an important role in lung function because it helps activate elastin, which is the protein responsible for lung tissue flexibility. And if K2 is lacking, then lung tissue becomes stiff and fibrous, and which makes breathing and intaking oxygen more difficult. So the K2 is really important as well. I'm also a fan of making sure that you're getting A and E. And again, if you're taking Master Formula and probably Illuminize and some other supplements we have, then you'll be just fine. But K2 is found in Master Formula,
and then you'll be just fine.
Plus at 30 micrograms and Cardio Gies at 100 micrograms. So you might be getting all the K2 you need in the supplements that you have. So the other thing is N-acetylcysteine, or NAC, and that's not a Young Living product. It has some very interesting properties. It does appear to suppress the replication of that thing, and if it's used in a timely manner. So, it's also a precursor for making glutathione in the body, which sulfurzyme is also a precursor for making glutathione in the body, and we want all the glutathione we can get right now. So that's something to think about too. Oils and herbs that I have chosen to keep on hand, and I will leave the research up to you, are cinnamon. Remember that we have a lot of blends. And so cinnamon, this is a great time of the year for cinnamon. It's in thieves, it's in Christmas spirit, it's in gathering, it's in highest potential. It's in all things thieves, everywhere thieves. Turmeric is another one that we've chosen to keep on hand, the golden turmeric. Turmeric is also in Algiles. Ginger is found, if you don't have any that's solo, check your blends. It's in Digize, Abundance, Allerzyme, and Essential Zyme 4, which are your digestive enzymes. Basil, pine, geranium is another one. And again, geranium is probably in 50 products. It's in a lot of products. Lemon, again, lemon is in a lot of products. Raven, RC, copaiba, frankincense, all these things. Let's see what else. I make my own nasal spray recipe that has lavender, frankincense, copaiba, and tea tree in it. And
putting that shit up your nose, just do a salt water
just 2 or 3 drops of
rinse.
each one of those oils, and then some sea salt, not table salt, but the either Himalayan salt or Dead Sea salt, something like that, and then filtered or distilled water in one of those nasal spray bottles. And I have I'm gonna call it my DIY no intruder mouthwash recipe. And this recipe actually came from my aunt, who was in her 80s, and bless her heart, she had that thing when she was, well, she's 83, 82. Anyway, she had that thing, and she had it for 5 days. And she's also an asthmatic. She made it through just fine. And she said, well, I used the mouthwash, but I added vodka to it. And we started talking, and I was like, why did you add vodka to it? And she said, well, here's the thing. My aunt's pretty smart. She, when at the beginning of 2020, when everything was going on, what happened when everybody ran out of hand sanitizer? They went to the vodka companies and they started making hand sanitizer with vodka. Now we can't do anything with the alcohol that comes in hand sanitizer. That comes in a hand sanitizer, unless it's made from vodka. And then you can make a throat spray or throat gargle with vodka, right? So because we know that alcohol kills on contact. Vodka is, I'm not telling you to gargle and drink, I'm telling you to gargle and spit for clarification here. But make a 50-50 blend of your Thieves mouthwash and vodka or whiskey or whatever hard liquor you want, and gargle often, okay? Yeah. Okay, other things to watch out for, we've got like 3 more minutes. Watch your 5G EMF load. That's a class all on its own, but we really need to watch the electromagnetic frequency load. It's very important. Other things to keep on hand, a pulse oximeter. It's just a little thing that fits on the finger. It costs about $25. Every home should have one, no matter what. A blood pressure cuff, every home should have one, especially as we're moving towards telemed. You need to be able to have these things at home.
We
keep something at home called Boost. It is not, I'm not talking about Boost the drink. I'm talking about Boost. It's oxygen in a can. You can get it at it's not medical grade oxygen, but it's oxygen you can use when you're climbing a mountain and you need oxygen. You can find it at sporting goods stores, okay? If you're not feeling well, you need to move. You need to move every couple of hours, whether you feel like it or not. You need to move, rotate, walk, do all the things. They do recommend, if you're not feeling well, to get on an aspirin. The doctors that I follow recommend nattokinase instead of aspirin. So that's something to think about keeping on hand as well. And then the last thing that you might want to keep on hand is a nebulizer. And there's reasons for that.
We didn't make one presentation.
Anyway, that is I'm sorry. I'm sure there were probably questions and things, but I can't watch the comments and talk at the same time because I was trying to blow through that as fast as possible.
Liz, this is amazing. None of us can write these notes fast enough. You should see the chat. Just incredible.
Okay.
A couple people were asking where to get neem oil. Do you have a source that you'd like to get that from?
I do have a source, and if somebody wants to message me afterwards, then I can send them to it. So, and I'll also send over some PubMed.gov studies on neem oil. It's really kind of a fascinating product.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and if there's anybody on here that's in healthcare, I'm really praying for everybody that is in a situation that's very, very hard emotionally. It's been there, and
I mean, at least you have some empathy.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of people asking where the replay will be. So if you guys are on Facebook, go into the Grow group on Facebook. It's just GROW. It's open to all of Young Living.
Oh, Grow!
And she helps to post the replays after we get them uploaded.
Wow.
And they're posted each week by the Friday of the live class. So you'll be able to find it in there. Usually by Wednesday we have them up, but by Friday for sure.
And I just posted my website, and people can contact me through the website.
Okay.
She's got a website.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Liz. This has been so amazing. I'm looking just to make sure that we don't have any missed questions. Yeah, so if Liz, if you want to send us the links for anything that you want included with the replay, like the neem oil and things like that, unless you don't want that public, whatever you can share with me, people are asking if we can share that.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Liz, especially on such a busy week. We so appreciate you pouring all this information. You have an incredible gift, just, I know you know, but in relaying information in such an easy, direct way to absorb it. And so many mic drops tonight. We're just so grateful for all of this. So thank you, especially at a time where we need to know how to empower ourselves and our family. So I'm so grateful. Thank you, Liz, so much.
Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. Oh my God. DC, you don't have a website, JK. I had one for my plant stuff, but I think I've let it lapse. I don't know. Oh my god. Well, I think I'm gonna go to sleep because I'm emotionally burnt out from that call. And from the call yesterday. Or the day before. Oh, Elamir, Van Wyn, then Young Living last night, then Young Living. Also, live chat, please give Kira, aka Mombi, all of the snaps and good vibes for as a thank you for her letting us watch this video. That was incredibly kind of you, Kira. And I can't believe they're getting away with this stuff. It's just wild. Much non-culty love to live chat, to the replay crew. Y'all are incredible. I know that it's an overwhelm streaming this much potentially, but I'm trying to cover different topics so you at least get to watch something that you're interested in. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to go to sleep. I know my face is like breaking out from not sleeping. Kira is incredible. Sweet. That would be great, Kira, if you could post the link. Y'all, have a good night. I'll see you in the morning in a couple of hours. Bye.